All right, are you ready for a road trip? Our destination today is financial freedom, and we're using Bodo Schafer's amazing bestseller as our guide. In just the next few minutes, we're going to map out the exact route to get you there. So let's dive right in.
So what is this destination we're actually heading towards? Well, this quote puts it perfectly. It's not necessarily about being fabulously rich. It's about getting to a point where working is a choice, not a necessity. It's where your money is working for you, covering your essentials, and giving you real, true independence.
Every great road trip needs a reliable engine, right? Well, on this journey, that engine is your mindset. Before we even think about the map or the final destination, we have to make sure our engine is running smoothly. Honestly, this is the foundation for everything that follows.
And the very first tune-up for that engine is taking 100% responsibility. It is so easy to blame our parents or the economy or just plain bad luck for our financial struggles. But Schäfer argues that real progress only, and I mean only, begins when you accept that you are the driver. You are in control.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. This whole idea of control. Imagine two circles, one inside the other. That big outer circle is your personal universe. It's everything that affects you, stuff like a surprise car repair or a global recession. But that smaller inner circle, that's your sphere of control. This is where your power is. The goal isn't to control the whole universe, but to constantly, actively expand that inner circle.
So how do we actually do that? Well, Schäfer gives us 4 really clear strategies. You expand your sphere by stepping out of your comfort zone, by actively listing and tackling your problems, by asking solution-focused questions like, okay, how can I do this? And simply by becoming more curious about the world. But taking responsibility is just the start. To make real lasting change, you can't just fix one little thing. Schäfer says you need a total overhaul, a fundamental shift that happens across 5 different levels of who you are. And here are those 5 levels. Think about it with saving money. Level 1, action. You just do something different, like skipping a coffee to save $5. Level 2, techniques. You get smarter about it. Maybe you set up an automatic transfer to savings. Level 3, reshape your life. You cancel a subscription to free up that money for good. But the real magic happens in the last 2. Level 4, you change how you see the world. You don't see ads as temptations anymore. You see them as attempts to take your money. And finally, level 5, you change how you see yourself. You're no longer just a consumer, you are an investor. See how it all builds on itself?
This really gets to the core of it all. The real difference between the rich and the poor isn't just what's in their bank accounts, it's their feelings about money. Your subconscious beliefs, whether you think money is good or evil or stressful, are quietly steering your financial ship, whether you realize it or not.
I absolutely love this metaphor. Think of a negative belief you have, like money corrupts people, as a tabletop. It's being held up by these table legs, which are all the experiences and stories you've gathered that seem to prove it's true. Now, to change that belief, you can't just wish the tabletop away. You have to actively build a new table. You write a new belief on top, like money can do a lot of good, and then you go out and find new legs, new examples and experiences to support it.
Okay, so our engine is tuned and our mindset is getting right. Now we need our GPS. A clear financial plan tells you exactly where you're going and what the key stops are along the way. So let's pull up the map.
The very first stop is financial protection. This is your safety net. Before you do anything else, you need to build up a cash reserve that can cover all your essential bills for at least 6 months if, poof, your income disappeared tomorrow. And this is not investment money. This is emergency-proof your life money.
Okay, once you're protected, the next destination is financial security. And let me tell you, this is a game changer. This is the point where you've invested enough capital that the interest it generates is enough to cover your basic living costs. Your money is now officially working for you.
But what does that actually look like in real numbers? Schäfer gives us a great example. Let's say your basic expenses are about 2,000 euros a month. That's 24,000 a year. Well, if you can get a pretty standard 8% annual return on your investments, the math shows you'd need 300,000 euros invested to generate that income. All of a sudden, an abstract goal becomes a real, tangible number you can actually work toward.
And finally, we arrive at the ultimate destination, financial freedom. This is way beyond just covering the basics. This is when your investments generate enough income to fund your dream lifestyle. Travel, hobbies, passion projects, whatever that looks like for you, all without ever needing a paycheck again.
So, we have the engine,
and we have the map. The only thing left to do is turn the key and start driving. The journey to financial freedom doesn't start next year or when you get a raise, it starts right now.
So here's your pre-trip checklist. First, check your engine, your mindset. Take full responsibility. Second, examine your core beliefs about money and rebuild them if you have to. And third, program your GPS. Set your sights on protection first, then security, and then that grand destination of freedom. And that brings us to the end of our guide, but it's really the beginning of your journey. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What is the very first stop on your road to financial freedom? Is it building that emergency fund? Or maybe it's challenging a belief about wealth you've had for years. Whatever it is, decide on it now and go take that first small